Herbert Robert William Hennis here, aka Owen Reed, that old guy Australia. Go to my YouTube channel, like, subscribe, and share. Alright, not that hard. Help me out there, otherwise I don't go anywhere. Now, I wasn't going to do anything before the new year. I'd had a gutful. And then I got sent a clip today. I had to race into the news on and have a look, and I happened to get the news, and it was ABC, the channel was on, and it was Scott Morrison doing a press conference. Up there with JJ Fruins, Lieutenant JJ Fruins, because you know, we're under military rule. And he's in charge of everything. Not Scotty. He abrogated his rights and gave it to the lieutenant. We're under military rule. If you don't know that, then you don't know nothing. So anyway, the National Cabinet has had a meeting. If you don't know what the National Cabinet is, it's all the premiers who get together. I'll be as quick as I can. Not going to go into any detail here. If you don't know it, then do what I do. Have 1,000 hours research and look it up. I'm not going to go into it. The National Cabinet is all the premiers. They recently lost a Freedom of Information case where the adjudicator said that despite the barristers who've been paid for by the taxpayer and representing the Morrison government saying that the National Cabinet comes under the National Secrecy Act, he said it doesn't because it's a Premier's acting outside federal law. So therefore it's not, and you have to release all the communication between the Premiers and the Prime Minister. Give it to Senator Rex Parker from South Australia, and he'll show the public what's been going on, what's been said, what's been planned, telephone calls, the whole lot, and we'll know what they've been up to. We'll know. Now, you've got nothing to hide, Scotty. You've got nothing to hide. Nothing to hide, son. Hey, nothing to hide. Nothing in the hook. Look. Hey, nothing to hide. So what did you do, Scott? You raced back to your mates in the government and said, let's change the laws. Let's change the laws. Bring it in under the National Security Act, Secrecy Act, and therefore I won't have to give that information to Senator Parker, and we don't have to tell the public what's been going on. And that's what they're working on currently. Hasn't passed yet, but they're working on it. And Senator Rex Parker's still flogging them, trying to get that information to give to you, to show you this is all planned. All planned. You wait. It'll come out. Then you're going to be shocked. And I hope you're angry. Now, the National Cabinet's met, and they've redefined the laws of close contact. No more past each other at Woolies. If you've been at Woolies at 8:39 on Saturday, come and get tested. None of that. You know the bloke that did 8 kilometres around the city, visited 50 shops, rode in 3 taxis. Anybody freaking out. It's gone. You've got to have at least 4 hours in close contact with somebody. If you still think this makes sense and you can't see the holes in this argument, it's like a fishnet stocking. 18 months ago they were telling you this is so dangerous. The most dangerous time, Kerry Chance said, is when you don't have any symptoms. That's when you're dripping with it. That's when you're at your most contagious. So people are looking at people who are well and going, probably sick. Probably sick. Are you coughing? No, you're probably sick. That was a fucking red flag back then. People believed her. Oh, they believed her. Right? Now, no, it doesn't matter. It's all good. No. No close contact. And you know why? I'm not going to go into how they test with the RT-PCR test. Not going to go into how they do the amplification rates. Not going to go into Carrie Mullisy and Venderov. Not going to go into the CDC that's got a patent. Not to go into any of it. Just going to tell you this much. It's withdrawn on the 31st of December. Can't use it anymore. No. They've been planning this for some time because they've known. CDC gave them 4 months. CDC gave them 4 months to withdraw the use of RT-PCR test. That ends on December 31st. Can't use it anymore. So there you go. So they've got to come up with something. So these protocols, there's 3 of them and they've got to tick 3 boxes. Not going to go into it. They removed one. They said, oh, we've already done it one. We just do the 2. Cases. Wow. 150,000 cases, you know. They've got to make like it. There's got to be a pandemic before New Year's. And they got it. It's happening. But it's only those who have been, if you had or 3, you got it. You're getting the sniffles. You're getting the sniffles. Runny nose, bit of a headache. Kind of like I feel after about 3 bottles of red next day. Lungs a bit cloggy. You know? Doesn't happen very much anymore. But anyway, but those who aren't, they got nothing. They got nothing. I've got so many friends who've got friends or family members who are, they can't catch it. I've got some who've tried because they want to get antibodies. They've tried and they can't. They bring me. Oh, I can't catch it. I've tried. Can't catch it. It's not happening. Because your immune system's strong, son. Hasn't been weakened by the... Not going to get into that either. So there's Scott Morrison up on TV going, well, you know, we've redefined the laws, and up goes bloody the South Australia Health Department, and then up comes JJ Fruin. Looks like he had a bit of things burn off his head. Sunspots or whatever. He's the one in charge. Make no mistake. Lieutenant JJ Fruin is the one in charge. He's the man who's running the whole thing. And what's the first thing he says? In the new year, we'll be making sure that the boosters are rolled out round the outback. Because that's where they're heading for, our Indigenous people. Because they're the biggest threat to this country at the moment. They've served papers on McGowan. They've served papers on Gunner. They've served papers on the Parliament in Canberra. I'll get to that in a second, because that's big news. Eviction notices, believe it or not, under the Constitution of Australia. If you don't know the difference between the Constitution of Australia and the Australian Corporation, or the Corporation of Australia, then not going to go into it. You can just think it's all BS and not worry about it. Move right along, and I'll keep talking. But let me assure you, this is real, and they are running scared. They don't know what to do. So, aim for the Indigenous population, get rid of them first. Got to knock them off. Anyway, be that as it may. Second thing he said, and this is pretty important too, I guess. You can't make... I always say that. You can't make this stuff up. And then I go, however, they are. And they are. So now we've got the Indigenous population are down in Canberra, and the elders are there, there's people there, and they've served the notices, and they're up doing a smoking ceremony in the old Parliament House. Now, they've been there for a couple of weeks now. That's fantastic. Jackie Dundee was up there. Everyone's been down there who's of any note and helping out. There's busloads arrived and come and gone. But this is serious stuff. So they're holding a smoking ceremony. So we've got coals, we've got leaves, we've got smoke. Hey, yeah, it's all happening. The cops rush them. Capsicum spray batons. Whoa! And they're spraying them with it, right? Woofka. Like when you're out pissed at the party and you get the can and you go smash, you know, not that I do that, I'm just saying, you know, whoosh. So they're spraying his capsicum spray and boom, up she goes. The cops going, hoo, 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 hoo. So the Aboriginal people get up, Indigenous people, and they rush the cops. The cops take off. They literally run down the stairs, all backing off down the stairs. Now, if it had been on fire, they'd have come up the stairs with fire extinguishers. They didn't. They sprayed and it caught fire. That's what happened. So Morrison's up doing his press conference and he gets asked by the ABC. Now this is interesting. Who are pro-Indigenous, pro-black activism, pro-rights. Suddenly the ABC journalist says, what about the protesters in Canberra? And Morrison goes, well, I'm disgusted that they would burn down a national building. First thing, Scotty, they didn't burn it down. The cops set it on fire. Whoops, accidentally, but they set it on fire. And then he says they should be prosecuted to within an inch of the law. We have laws in this country, and without those laws, we can't maintain our national identity. Scotty, 3 words. Woods Royal Commission. You want to talk about laws, Scotty? You want to talk about laws? Really? Release the findings from the Wood Royals Commission, which names current and serving politicians in our Parliament and barristers, our legal profession, and police commissioners, and all sorts of people as pedophiles, rapists of children. Name them. You won't do it. You're hiding behind John Howard's 90-year suppression order, and you won't release it. You've had 3 petitions sent to you, over 2 million signatures, and you're ignoring the lot. And you know, because once that... See, the end's happening, Scotty. You know, the end's happening. You're not a Christian. God hates your guts. He don't like me that much, probably, but he hates you more. You're in a position of power and influence. Your history, mate. All your Christian faith and your little Christian messages and your photos of your wife and your kids at Christmas doing little Christmassy things. Load of shit, mate. Load of shit. There's no bigger hypocrite than you. You're the leader of the country. You've got current serving politicians who are pedophiles working for you. It's unravelling, Scotty. You need to look. Around the edges, it's fraying. The Indigenous people are on board this. They're going to kick you out, mate. You're traitors. You are on their land. Not going to be there. It's a false government. Corporation of Australia. False government. We're knowing it. It's getting more and more of a build-up. There's so much momentum behind this. It's happening, Scotty. You want to pick a side? You probably already have. You're going with the devil. But it's happening, Scotty. You're going to be exposed. You want to know what you're going to do? You better start thinking about a plan with you and your kids and your wife. Because I'm telling you now, they're going to be missing you. You'll be in jail, son. It's coming. It's coming. Nuremberg 2's underway with Gerd Porsche. Wow. Hey? Ghislaine Maxwell, guilty on 5 or 6 counts of child trafficking. And lots of information given to the jury. Lots of stuff coming out. Scotty, it's unraveling right in front of you, son. Just saying. I didn't want to do this because I'm too busy enjoying the company of my beautiful partner, the lovely Jo. And heaps of phone calls. Thank you very much. Going to catch up with the boys in Victoria this year. I made a promise, so I will. Got to catch up with some relatives out west this year. Made a promise, I'll do that too. I'll try to keep them. Can't wait to see my friends back in South Coast. Have a fantastic new year. It's going to be good. It's going to be interesting. We've got the pedal on the metal. We're pushing hard. This is going to be a big year. This is a push for victory. Make no mistake.